The historical grudge match. To understand the why, you've got to realize this isn't just a political spat. It's a decades-long grudge match that defines Middle Eastern geopolitics. It all traces back to the 1953 coup where the CIA helped oust a PM, and then the 1979 revolution where the US Embassy in Tehran was stormed. For Americans, that hostage crisis was a national trauma that never truly healed. Since then, the US has viewed Iran as a rogue state, intent on spreading its revolutionary ideology through proxies like Hezbollah and Hamas. Iran, on the other hand, sees the US presence in the region as an existential threat. This backdrop of mutual he said, she said created a powder keg that was just waiting for a match, leading to the current cycle of escalation we see today. The JCPOA and the Great Divide. Fast forward to 2015, when the Obama administration thought they'd finally found a reset button with the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action JCPOA. The idea was simple. Iran stops its nuclear ambitions in exchange for getting its frozen cash back and rejoining the global economy. In the US, this deal was polarizing as heck. Half the country saw it as a diplomatic masterstroke to avoid war, while the other half, including Donald Trump, saw it as a massive payoff to a regime that hadn't changed its stripes. This divide set the stage for one of the biggest foreign policy shifts in American history, turning a temporary thaw into a deep freeze once the administration changed hands in Washington. Trump's maximum pressure gamble. When Donald Trump took the stage, he didn't just walk away from the deal, he detonated it. In 2018, he officially exited the JCPOA, calling it a horrible, one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made. His strategy was maximum pressure, a scorched earth economic campaign designed to bankrupt the Iranian government. The plan was to squeeze their oil exports to zero, hoping the economic pain would force them to sign a better deal that covered not just nukes, but their ballistic missiles and regional interference. It was a high-stakes gamble that bet on the idea that Iran would fold under pressure. Instead, the move backed the Iranian leadership into a corner, and a cornered lion usually bites. The summer of sabotage. By 2019, the tension moved from the bank vault to the high seas. Iran, feeling the pinch of the sanctions, began a campaign of calibrated escalation. We started seeing mysterious limpet mine attacks on oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman and the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most important oil choke point. The US blamed Iran. Iran denied it. Then came the downing of a high-tech US Global Hawk drone. Trump almost ordered a retaliatory strike but famously pulled back at the last minute because of the potential civilian body count. This stop-and-go military response sent mixed signals, making the Iranians feel they could push the envelope further without triggering a full-scale invasion. The Soleimani strike, a point of no return. The absolute holy cow moment happened in January 2020 after an American contractor was killed in Iraq and the US Embassy in Baghdad was swarmed by protesters. Trump decided to take out the big fish. A drone strike at Baghdad airport killed General Qasem Soleimani, the architect of Iran's entire regional shadow war. This wasn't just a military strike. It was a decapitation of their strategy. For a few days, the world was on the brink of World War III. Iran responded with a massive ballistic missile barrage on US bases in Iraq. It was a miracle no one died on impact, though many US troops suffered from brain injuries. That moment proved that both sides were willing to dance on the edge of the abyss. Analyzing Trump's strategic blunders. Now, let's talk about the mistakes critics often point out. Many foreign policy experts argue that Trump's biggest error was a lack of a plan B. By exiting the nuclear deal without the support of European allies, he isolated the US instead of Iran. Another criticized move was the all-or-nothing approach to sanctions. By taking away everything, he gave Iran nothing left to lose. Furthermore, while the Soleimani strike was a tactical win, critics say it lacked a long-term follow-through, leading to Iran accelerating its nuclear enrichment to levels we've never seen before. The maximum pressure campaign hit the Iranian people hard, but the regime actually became more defiant, proving that economic pain doesn't always equal political gain. The tragic collateral damage. In the midst of this high-level chest thumping, a horrific mistake occurred that showed the human cost of this tension. just hours after Iran launched missiles at US bases. Their air defense systems on high alert for a US counterattack accidentally shot down Ukraine International Airlines Flight 752, all 176 people on board were killed. It was a stark, somber reminder that when two giants start swinging, innocent people get caught in the middle. This tragedy temporarily took the wind out of the sails of both governments. As the world mourned, it showed that the fog of near war is incredibly dangerous and can lead to irreversible catastrophes that no one intended. The current standoff in 2005-2006. Where do things stand now? We're basically in a perpetual simmer. The Biden administration's attempts to rejoin the deal went nowhere because the trust is completely gone. Today, Iran is closer to a nuclear weapon than they've ever been, and the US is preoccupied with other global fires. However, the shadow war has expanded. We see it in the Red Sea with Houthi rebels backed by Iran targeting shipping, and in the tit-for-tat cyber attacks hitting infrastructure on both sides. It's a grey zone war, not quite total combat, but definitely not peace. The US continues to bolster its allies like Israel and Saudi Arabia, creating a containment to 0.0 strategy to keep Iran in check. The final outlook: peace or powder keg? The ultimate story of the US-Iran conflict is one of missed opportunities and deeply rooted fear. As we look at the landscape today, the potential for a hot war is always there, lurking behind every proxy attack or seized tanker. The American accent on this situation is one of weary vigilance. We've been at this for nearly 50 years and there's no easy exit ramp in sight. Whether the next US administration chooses more diplomacy or more maximum pressure, the reality is that Iran has become a master of asymmetric warfare. This isn't a story with the end just yet, it's a suspense thriller where the next chapter is always one miscalculation away from a global explosion.